What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are hopefully in a roll, on a rhythm to bring you one of these every week. I actually worked 12 hours today, Shane, not 14. It's a miracle. I had
Oh,
time to do stuff.
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it was
I,
great, man.
I went out and measured 140 windows.
There you go. Actually, did
Yeah,
something productive at home when I got off of work. It was great. I'll tell you, life in my industry, man, it sucks, but it's fun. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, we got no stranger here, Mr. Max Lee. If you've been under a rock and don't know what the hell's going on, he had a pretty good weekend last weekend. So, but we'll
yeah,
hop into that.
blew the field out of water,
Yeah, yeah. Shane,
literally.
yeah, we're gonna get into that. Don't you jump too far ahead. Well, what do we got, Shane? Bioeno?
Yeah, it's Bioenno 10, capital TEN for Bioenno 10% off. We also have first gen fishing, Anglers RX 10, all caps, and
10% off first gen. Get
Yep,
yourself some jaw dropper underspins. It's buzz bait season. Get yourself some of their buzz baits, copperheads.
yeah. They had some of those jaw droppers in the auction packages this last weekend, so it's kind of nice. A lot of people were asking about them and
The eighth
talked to them
ounce.
about it. Yeah, well, they were.
Eighth ounce jaw droppers with the little midstream bait. Just saying,
Mm-hmm.
it may or may not work. I know Nick just put out a video. They're catching the fire out of them on the underspin up at Berryessa. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Max, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much. Just trying to stay cool because
Stay
it's
cool.
hot.
Yeah,
You know, it's too bad you can't jump in the pools you clean all day long, huh?
I could. I really could. It wouldn't be very smart to because I'm gonna jump in there. I'm gonna get in my truck and my truck is all soggy. So there's no point in me jumping into the pool to jump out. I would have to carry like 6 towels a day just to dry myself off to get in and out of pools.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Who knows? The owner might look at you a little funny, like, "Well, I thought you were cleaning it." Yeah, deep cleaning.
No, there's I mean, some owners, they're like, yeah, go for it. It's hot. Jump in, cool yourself off, and then continue on your day.
Yeah.
But typically I'm in and out in like 15 minutes. Averaging 20-ish pools a day.
Damn.
So
is this your own business, Max?
No, I work for someone.
Oh, okay.
How big of an area do you cover?
I mean, it's not huge. Probably, if I had to guess, 10 square miles. But then it's separate. Like every day is different accounts, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I basically do 100. Yeah.
In regions, you hit this region, and next week day you'll hit that one.
Yeah, exactly. So nice. I mean, I average about 100 pools a week, give or take. Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm always in the sun.
By zip code routing or whatever, probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
Probably seen some pretty badass pools then, huh?
Headphones keep dropping.
I've seen some really bad ones, and I've seen some really bad ones. And what I mean by that is I've seen them the size of a bathtub, and I see them the size of a hotel plaza.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I've seen both.
Yeah. Right on. So, man, food allergy tournament. If you guys don't know, the Wu family puts it on every year. It's bouncing around. They picked McClure this year. Unfortunately, I was working Saturday, so I could not go fish that one. I thought about it until I found out I had to work. So, but yeah, man. So McClure, you got much time there? Fish it every once in a while? No.
Yeah, I fish it once a year whenever there's a tournament. Okay. John Myers just did the write up on Western Bass because John does the interview, right?
Yeah.
And I told him that I had some frequent spots, and it was just all history, old stuff I found from previous tournaments, previous pre-fishing. the water's much higher than it has been in the years past. So anything that I did find, it was just stuff that I saw, like visibly saw the years prior. So it wasn't even like anything that I was mapped out waypoints or anything. It was just literally I just jumped on the water, head down to the same path I normally take, and I just fish what was in front of me.
Nice.
Yeah, but go ahead.
You pre-fish for this one at all?
No. I don't have time to pre-fish, James. I got
100 pulls.
I got 100 pulls to clean. I'm on a 7 weekend in a row tournament.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Bender.
Yeah, so I'm working 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then I go fish a tournament Saturday or Sunday.
So you had the Delta 2 weeks ago, right? Did you have one before that?
Yeah, Delta 2 weeks before, and then we had Almanor, of course.
That's right.
Almanor, Almanor is after Delta. And everybody that knows about that. Tragic. We'll leave it at that. But
well, pause. So if you guys don't know, the 22nd, right? June 22nd, Don Pedro. It's a Sunday. BAM is having their makeup tournament, but it's also the
fundraiser
charity event. That's the word I'm looking for. Charity event for the Moore family. So if you guys want to go fish it, I don't think you don't need a membership, right?
No.
For the
it's an open event, so guys, anybody can sign up to go fish the event, or you can sign up to donate, whichever you choose to do. But you can definitely sign up. And
Yakka Bass is at McClure on Saturday, so it's not that far from Pedro to McClure. So if you're down there fishing McClure, might as well hop into the Pedro event and support a good cause. So, So that's pretty much. So you've had the Almanor, Delta, McClure, hitting the Delta again this weekend for Yakka Bass.
Yep.
Gambler series, right?
Yep.
And then
Thermalito. And then Thermalito will be next for BAM.
That's next weekend. Following weekend. Thermalito. Then you've got back-to-back
McClure and then
Pedro. Jeez.
Right.
Yeah.
And then for the guys that don't know, the bass qualifier on the Delta is the following weekend.
Following weekend after that for the Delta, correct. So Kong's still working on the info from what I've gathered. Right now there's no off limits. It's kind of last minute. It's not at Clear Lake. It's on the Delta, June 27th
and 28th, I believe.
Whatever that weekend is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28th, 29th. Whatever that is. The last weekend of June.
28th, 29th, I believe.
I don't know what area, I don't know if it's required to stick to an area, open launch whole Delta. As we find that information out, we will bring it up to you guys. I know he's got his Pedro event on the boat side next weekend. The weekend that all of Thermalito's happening, I think.
Correct.
So hopefully after that, we'll try to get Kong on and get some last minute info out to you guys for a wild card. If you guys want to get qualified to go fish back east, if you do, I recommend it. It's a great experience. It's a fun time.
But
so
that's why I'm so busy. No time to repeat fish. To answer your question.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I wish I had time to pre-fish.
Yeah, so you roll up history, McClure. First thing in the morning, you're obviously throwing in what?
The top water. I've done well every single time. This time of the year specifically, post spawn, as soon as the fish start feeding up, when they're done spawning, there's still some fry left. It's the full on post spawn summertime has happened. I always just do well throwing a tackle, kick knock pup. I don't throw the full size. I prefer throwing the smaller one just because I don't know why, to be honest with you, but just because. I feel like I can get more bites, and if a big one wants to bite it anyways, they'll bite it anyways because it's a top water bait.
So
Not saying that
they have the pup, which is a smaller one, the regular size, and they have the big one now, right?
yeah, it's just your regular spook size. So it's
Do they make 3 sizes now, or just the 2?
it's just 2.
Yes, they have the big one, and then the regular size. Yeah.
Yeah. So I throw the smaller one. I don't throw the really big one.
Yeah.
It's just personal preference. I think I could get the same bites on the big one? Probably, right? But if they're biting
those things cast so dang well too, man. You cast those things they're crazy.
because the pup that I'm throwing is 7/8. It's 7/8 of an ounce. So it's plenty heavy to get out there. It's not like it's a really light lure. It's plenty heavy for the size of the profile of the bait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean
I will say they're pretty durable. I may have landed on a few rocks on Saturday afternoon after work, throwing the tackle. I had to get it right on the bank, man. I was like, that was a little close. I'm like, ooh. They're good baits. They're good baits.
Yeah, I mean, the same one that I caught the double on, it's the same bait I've had for 3 years. So I've caught multiple fish on that same exact bait for the past 3 years. I haven't, I changed the hooks and I just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
No cracks yet.
You change the split rings too, or no?
On that bait specifically, no. I haven't yet.
I got you.
I do change out the stock hooks on it just because I have found the stock hooks are a little bit soft to my liking with how much pressure I actually apply on that bait. The stock hooks would bend out on me. They're really sticky, sharp hooks to begin with. The stock hooks are. They just, the wires, the wire gauge on them is just too small for my liking.
What do you change them out to?
To Gamakatsu EWG. It's still a triple grip hook, essentially.
Yeah. Are you throwing like a size 2, 4, 6?
4.
Fours.
Yeah. Yeah, because the stock ones, I believe, are size 6s. And then I upsize once I go to a triple grip because the triple grip has a shorter shank hook, so I can get more bite on the hook. So hookup ratio, everything else kind of gets a little bit better. Fish don't throw it as well simply because the bite on the hook is that much bigger. So, but the hookup percentage is lower once I change the hooks, just because it's not a round bend. They can't just swipe it and they'll get hooked on, if that makes sense. Yeah. So landing ratio goes up and the hookup percentage goes down slightly.
Threw it out there. Just like I said, Saturday afternoon, I went out for a quick little trip and threw it out there, and I just got distracted by something on the bank. I was looking around, I heard a little. I'm like, man, where'd my bait go? Start reeling it in. A little large amount, the same size as the bait, dude. I was like, and it had a hook in its mouth too. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't even want to attempt to unhook this thing. That's all bad news. I thought I was worth 3 triples in the hand, but we got it done safely.
That's what I thought was going to happen to me.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. When I hooked up onto that double, for the guys that don't know, essentially McClure, if you've never fished McClure before, it's a really spotted bass heavy lake. I mean, 10 pounds sometimes wins it there is the kind of how heavy the spotted bass is there. If you get a largemouth kicker, you're doing really well. That's kind of what it is there. And so, I was throwing a top water on a high spot and pretty much I made a couple twitches. A fish blew up on it. I just kept twitching it, kept working it. And then basically 2 fish grabbed my topwater bait. And I don't use a net. I really should. I don't recommend people to not use a net. You really should, especially if you're tournament fishing. Why put yourself at a disadvantage, right? Um, I just choose not to, just because it's my confidence. But don't do what I do. And yeah, it was fun trying to land those two fish. Which, if anybody watches the clip, I also have a question for you guys because you guys probably seen that clip by now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have submitted both fish? Because according to the laws of our, fishing has to be hooked inside the mouth, right? And
That's
so,
if sight fishing, though. If sight fishing.
is that actually
I'm
in
pretty sure it is.
okay?
I'm pretty sure.
Because
I'd have to double check, but yeah. Most of the, as far as I know, most of the rules state while sight fishing. You can't, like, now, one of my first tournaments I ever did, I did hook a fish outside of the mouth at Comanche on a blade bait.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure, so I did not submit that fish.
Yeah.
Now, you catch 2 5s on a double up. What's to say that? I mean, where was the second one hooked at?
So one was hooked on the inside corner,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was hooked kind of towards the belly kind of deal, the gill plate belly kind of area.
Like it swiped at it
Yeah.
and got snagged.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with it, but then again, I'd have to see what the rules state.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
And
technicality.
that's when you grab your phone, you get a hold of the TV, say, hey, I just doubled up. One's hooked under the chin, one's got it in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say the one that's got it in the chin didn't have one of the other hooks in the mouth to begin with, and the other one got, as you're fighting the fish in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a million different possibilities on that scenario. So I wouldn't see why you would not submit them.
Yeah.
Just
but that being
because,
said,
yeah.
That being said, though, for anybody that says that they want to protest, you can. My next smallest fish was a 15 3/4, so I still would have won by like an inch. So
yeah,
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's
sorry.
the thing, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like in a situation like that, because both fish are fighting with the bait and it's in their mouths, potentially had the both hooks in the mouth at one point. You never know what happens when those fish are thrashing. They throw a bait by themselves. Now you got two of them fighting.
Yeah,
the hook could have been there, and it could have rolled and hooked them under their chin. You know what I mean? Like, they just need to be not so petty about that stuff. You caught 2 5-pounders on a walking bait and landed them without a net in a kayak, like, and you have video proof. Well, it's plain, done, simple. You caught them, submit them. In my opinion.
Yeah,
that's me.
I don't know.
Dave was in most circuits that if you're sight fishing, then yes, it must be in the mouth. But some circuits also say you can submit a foul hook fish. But some would accept the double hookup. That's the tricky thing on a double hookup, dude. You never know where the fish originally had that bait.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down.
No, it's a top. It's a top water.
Yeah. How many of these all submit fish throwing top water to swipe at it and don't have a hook in the mouth and they still submit them? You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Let's just be flat out real. You had a double hookup with 2 5-pounders and they're mad at you because you did it and they didn't, or jealous, whatever the case may be. But I guarantee you that they ain't running no GoPros, they ain't running no footage. They hook one to snag one on a top water that rolls and blows up on it. They're gonna submit the fish, dude. Come on now, let's be real. That's my opinion.
I'm pretty sure it happens.
Yeah, I guarantee you it happens.
Yeah.
Even spoons, flutter spoons, right? Flutter spoons,
jerk
baits.
Spoons,
jerk baits, blade baits, any of that stuff, dude. Like, I guarantee you people are submitting fish they've quote unquote snagged, but the fish are, I mean, like
intention. I think intention is really where
exactly. You can't intentionally snag a goddamn fish outside of the mouth while throwing a top water. let's be real. Like that, you just can't do that, dude. Like you'd be a master, dude, if you could intentionally snag a fish on a topwater bait outside the mouth. Like,
you'd be pretty darn good if you could. Yeah. Teach me, please.
Yeah. Live scope, don't teach that, people.
Yeah.
Teach
me, please.
Yeah. And even throwing flutter spoons, dude. Good luck trying to snag a fish on live scope on a flutter spoon or a spoon. Yeah. Like, it just don't happen, dude.
Yeah.
You caught him. Kudos to you, sir.
Just got
kudos lucky. To you. Yeah.
Just got lucky.
Right place, right time.
Yeah. Right place, right time. They should have popped so many times. A net would have made it way easier, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was watching your clip going, oh, please don't tell me he gets a hook in the hand, because that's just like, with no net. I'm like, I know you probably wouldn't care, but, he's still going to measure him. Got the bait stuck in his hand.
Blood everywhere, the bait in the hand. And my hand's on the fish with the bait on it.
Worst one I caught a trout on a rock crawler, and I was running my hand down the line to get, steady the bait. And right before my fingers hit the bill, it flopped and stuck the back hook in my pinky. So I have to use this hand to try to get the hook out of whatever was first, my pinky, it was through the knuckle, past the barb and sticking out. So I'm trying to hold lift the stupid trout and get the hook out. It flopped, dude, and it's just hanging from the pinky, just flopping around. And it's such a small bait, you know what I mean? Like the span from my pinky to my thumb to hold it made it so awkward.
That's miserable.
We ate
trout are the worst.
We ate that fish. The kids enjoyed it. That fish did not survive after the first flop.
I bet. I bet.
Oh,
yeah, but that was really where it was at for me. Before that, as soon as the day started, I had a couple blow-ups on the top water as soon as the day started. Nothing big. It's just, I had maybe 6 blow-ups in the span of 30 minutes as soon as the event started. And I just kept going because every single time they would come up and blow up on it. It was a small one, less than 10 inches. So I just kept going. Where I really started finding the fish were out in slightly deeper water, the better grade of fish. Specifically, in that morning period at least, it seemed like the bigger fish were set up on rock piles out deeper in that 30, 35 foot-ish kind of deal. Early morning, it seemed. Why they weren't up shallow pushing bait, I have no clue. Maybe it's just because there was no bait in the area I was at, but that's where I started. I caught a 17 shaking a minnow on a rock pile. I jumped to another rock pile point across the lake, caught another 17 shaking a minnow, a mooch minnow on a rock pile as well.
What size head you thrown?
That was a 2.7 gram because I still throw the owner Range Rover heads.
2.7 is the...
I think an eighth. It's right around an eighth, I believe.
Eighth ounce sounds right. I think 3.5 is it.
3.5, I think, is a 3/16, if I'm not wrong.
Or 3. Dude, I haven't looked at them in a while. Yeah. I think you're right. The eighth is a 2.7.
Because I believe...
Or is it a 3/32? No.
It might be 3/30. Yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's either an eighth or 3/32. It's one of those.
Yeah.
The fish were suspending in about 15 to 18 feet of water. And as soon as you'd hit them, as soon as it would hit the water, you'd see the mood of the fish change. And you see the fish turn and actually look up to it. And I wouldn't shake it until they actually came up close enough to it. And then I'll start shaking it. But it was a numbers game. I'd throw out 4 or 5 of them before I get bit. So,
man, I've been fishing Hogan lately just because it's open and close to the house. Mm-hmm. Them fish are, dude, the mistral in there, you might catch one a day if you're lucky. It's crazy. They'll come up on it hot. No matter what you do with that bait, they won't eat it. I did catch a 3-pound smallie, found a brush pile, and I was marking it on my graph. I let the bait hit the ground, the bottom. While I was putting my waypoint in, picked up the rod, had a 3-pound smallie on it. Dead stick in a Sakamata shad.
Yeah. That means you could have probably got bit on an Ed rig.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
like Dave was saying, if you're out there and Mike Long and fish, dude, get out of here. That ain't right. But like what we're talking about, an accidental hook outside the mouth. Like, let's be real, guys. In case, just clarify.
Unintentional.
Unintentional, yes. I'm not for snagging fish. Like that ain't cool. But unintentional fish, two fish have it, they're fighting over it, you don't know what happens.
Yeah.
So you're catching them, you catch them top, you catch them mid-strolling. What else do you catch them on?
That was really it. I threw a drop shot. I got 1 10-incher on it. And then I was like, why am I gonna throw a drop shot if I could catch a 10-incher on the top water? And so I just picked up the top water and just kept going down the bank.
Yeah.
So there was it didn't make any sense for me to throw a drop shot on that day.
Did you throw like a Chopo or any other kind of top water? No.
No. It's very history related for me. And like I said, I've always done well with that top water, that walking bait there this time of the year. So I stuck it in my hand and I just kept going with it. Would they have been a Chopo or a Plopper style bait? I'm pretty sure they would have. It's just I have, just way more confidence in that, in that walking bait.
Yeah.
I think it's just the sound. The sound really plays. It's a much louder, and it knocks much louder than most topwater baits. So that's kind of where it's at.
Are you working yours like hard, slow pops? Or you like just chop, 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 chop with it? What are you doing?
I just keep a constant chop. But my main thing is, for me, I want to work it in place as long as possible, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of pulling that bait really fast towards me and, get it moving on a vertical line, I try to work it as, in a chop motion as much as possible to get it walking back and forth in the same spot or same, stretch as much as possible. So I try to pull it.
Trying to maximize that
Yeah.
80-foot cast and really cover that 80-foot distance slowly but effectively.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. Because, anybody that's been there, ultra clear, you want to make long casts anyways because it's so clear. So the longer you can keep it in that far away strike zone, the better your odds. The water's so clear. So that's why that is. I don't, like I said, I try not to pull it away from the area until I know that I passed that area and get a blow up on it. Then I'll make another cast. But when I got the blow up, I hooked like 3 other fish that were in that like 18, 19-inch range, and those came off. But I hooked into them and they just popped off in the same area. Doing the same thing. I'm setting up about 120 foot away from the high spot, and I'm making about 160 foot cast, 150 foot cast. So as far away as possible for me. Yeah.
Those baits will fly too, man. Like you can make some damn casts with those things.
Yeah.
The right setup for sure.
Yeah.
Which is key, like you guys are saying, ultra clear. You don't want to have your presence felt or seen in that clear water. So
yeah. So
did you do any cranking at all?
No, I didn't. I didn't really bother because it was just, it's a charity event, right? So I'm not really out there to really win anything, honestly. I was just out there to pre-fish. That was my one chance to pre-fish for Yakabass McClure. Since, we just went over the schedule, I'm busy for the next however long until we go there. Yeah. Yeah. So, it was the one chance to pre-fish. So mainly I just want to go catch some topwater fish for fun. Kind of go scout out areas, see what the fish are doing, kind of figure out what the fish are on. and that was really it. Yeah, I didn't bring. I had 5 rods, something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, kept it
Very
really
light.
simple. Yeah, very light, very very light.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's why that is.
Nice. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Delta this weekend? What do you think it's going to take to win? 2 days on the Delta. Mind you, it's 20 pounds a bit, pretty much 20 pounds a day for the BAM fellas, 21.
So the discrepancy here is when talking to James,
Mhm.
they're thinking about making it certain launches. So James is going to choose certain launches where we're going to be allowed to launch from. I don't know if he's just doing one per day or maybe a couple per day, as in three ramps for day 1 and then 3 ramps for day 2 in separate areas of the Delta.
Really?
Or in the same area of the Delta. So that's kind of where it really throws a curveball in terms of the guesses, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys won't have their honey hole spots anymore. They don't have any history or areas where they know the fish are at, the grass is green, et cetera, et cetera.
That'll make it interesting.
Yeah, they have to figure it out the day of. So with that being said, even though Ish won with basically 23 pounds a day, I say it's going to take around 95 a day. So 190 to win.
So when's he going to announce the launches?
He's going to email us. So the guys that actually registered to fish, they'll just get an email along with the code the day before.
The night before. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have no idea where you're going in the morning until that morning.
Yep. Or that night. The night before that morning.
Hopefully, it sends them out early enough because it's like, people like me like to go to bed early.
So, I believe, when I spoke to him, he said he was going to release them Thursday night. So I'm guessing when signups are over, of course, and then send it to the group.
Man, that makes me sound like
that's why I said it's going to be different. You can't really.
I kind of like that format.
Yeah, it could be 90 inches a day, right? Or it could be 88 inches a day.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Pua, perfect example, Pua wouldn't be able to fish wherever he always fishes, wherever that may be.
The Delta.
Yeah, the Delta.
In the Delta.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. Man.
So, even as possible, fair playing field, if you want to call it that, at this point. Shotgun launch from either one launch or a couple launches. I don't know which he decided on yet, but when we were at Yakabas Delta Awards, he said possibly shotgun launch, which would mean one launch, right?
Yeah.
And then I spoke to him, and then he said possibly a list of, a certain area of launches. So,
yeah, why don't we do that for the lakes too? That'd be kind of cool.
Most of the lakes only have like 2 launches.
Especially, but like if it was McClure, the day before, you'd be like, you guys are all going to launch out of Horseshoe. Well, that threw half the game out for most people from Barrett. You know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of like that idea. I think it's more. It makes it more interesting.
Pua lies. He lies. This is why he lies right there.
he has spots everywhere. He just doesn't want to say it.
I have no honey holes. Pua lies.
He has spots. He has spots all over the Delta. He doesn't want to say it.
He does.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit it. It's just certain areas he prefers fishing more because there's more fish there. That's all it is.
He is a Delta rat for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Right on, man. Well, good luck this weekend, buddy. I hope you kick Pua's ass. Just beat. I don't care if you get second to last. Just beat Pua.
Well, right now I'm beating him because he hasn't signed up yet, so I'm winning already.
Oh, Ooh. Oh,
Well, how do you know he has? How do you know he hasn't signed up with all his aliases, dude?
Which one of his 30 Tourney X accounts is he going to use this time? Oh my
No clue.
god. You can never track that guy. He's gonna have like the whitest person's name on there next time. Like it's to throw everybody off.
Oh, look.
Jim Crockett. Who's this? Oh, it's Pua.
Oh, look, it's Dana White. Dana White's fishing
Yeah.
against us this week.
Oh, we just gave him too many ideas now. You know damn well he's gonna do it now. I am Clark Jones, fishing from Oak Grove, California, and we know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean the bite was great at McClure. If guys are on the fence about signing up for it, don't. The fishing's incredible. Yeah. It's just size is no promise, but the fishing's amazing, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, Shane was there,
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I kind of struggled. I mean, I saw a ton of fish, but they just weren't. They weren't just active enough for me. For what I most of my fish came off Vision 110, and I lost one that was, well, I never saw it, but I'm pretty sure it was a decent sized one. Would have helped the cause for sure, but it bent the middle hook out, and I didn't realize that until after probably another 45 minutes after I was throwing it. I realized, the heck, my hook's bent out. But yeah, for me it was I caught a few crankbaits, but they were just too small. They were just tiny, dinky fish. So I moved out deeper, and I picked up quite a few on a darter head later in the day. But
what worm are you throwing that dart head? I don't throw a dart head enough.
my favorite go-to is usually like a 6-inch fat robo. Yeah, either margarita mutilator or oxblood. Usually that's, I mean, if they're suspended, I mean, unlike everyone else throwing a, mid-stroll, I tend to do pretty good with that because, it does kind of spiral itself down. And if those fish are suspended, which they were, they usually catch, see it and follow it down, and usually will pick it up pretty quick. So,
Gotcha.
but, yeah, and it's usually, I mean, the ones I throw, obviously weedless, and they're good around brush. There was a lot of brush in the water at McClure because it's so freaking full right now. I've never seen it. It's been a long time since I've seen it that full. So,
Very
but
much so. I
Well,
gotcha.
yeah. All right, guys, don't forget Ryan Moore Charity Tournament, June 22nd.
yeah,
This weekend, not Bam, god dang it, Yakabas Delta Gambler Series. Crazy launch styles, I like it. Thermalito After Bay on the 14th for Bam, stop number 3.
Two.
Whoa,
technically.
2 was supposed to be 3rd, but whatever. 21st, Yakabas McClure. 22nd,
Okay.
Bam, number 3.
On Yakabas
Pedro.
McClure.
Yes. Oh,
On
CVKF.
Yakabas. Yes, CVKF is also there as well. So you could
That's
double
right.
dip on that Saturday. If
And
anybody
then
wishes.
Sunday, Pedro. You don't have to be a BAM member to fish it. The Ryan Moore Charity Tournament and stop number 3 for BAM. And then that's 28th, 29th, Delta. Is it still 2 days? I forgot to look. Yes, 2
It is
days,
2 days.
Delta. Western Wild Card. Qualify to go fish back in Tennessee next year, I believe. That's where the Classic's going to be. So, yeah.
What-
Full month.
What lake do you think they're gonna be at?
I don't know.
We can speculate because we don't know. We just know that the Classic is the Bass Boat
You know what
Classic
would be
is gonna be in
cool?
Tennessee.
if they did like a Dale Hollow where you go play with some smallies where it's not like they're not super finicky to that maybe weird weather. They will be, but won't be. Not
But
like fishing largemouth when it goes from, you know what I mean? Like,
what about Kentucky Lake? They've been saying that Kentucky Lake smallmouth have been on the uptrend. As in the smallmouth have been winning the events versus Kentucky Lake largemouth.
Was it the Opens went there last year? Or was that this year? Last year.
I think it was last year.
And it was dude, I don't know, man. I don't think they'll do Chickamauga that early in the year. I know, like this.
I know somebody who would be happy if they did Chickamauga and he qualified to go.
Damien.
Pua, Mr. Delta.
Gunnersville, maybe.
Yeah. Grass Lake.
Well, Gunnersville's more Alabama.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know, dude.
Hey, you got Watts
They
Bar
got some-
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got a lot of those Highland reservoirs up there. You know what I mean? That are the smaller ones that aren't like well known for the big boats side, but big enough to put 100 kayakers in or 100 plus kayakers in and do something like that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of options. I do want to go fish one of those Highland reservoirs up there. That'd be fun.
Gotta qualify first, James.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. I know. It's on my radar now. I think, actually, I can't remember. My wife might be trying to make plans that weekend now. I might have to change her plans.
Be irresponsible. Be irresponsible. Go fish a tournament.
Be yourself. Be your own advocate, James.
She wanted to go kayaking that weekend, so maybe just drag him out to the Delta. It's like I'm leaving super early, though.
You're going to stick her with all the wakeboaters during the middle of the summer.
Don't follow me. Stay close to the ramp.
That's funny.
Oh, you're not going to get me in trouble. I haven't set it in stone. It's not on my calendar. It's set in stone yet.
Yeah. It's not us that's getting you in trouble. You're getting yourself in trouble. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to help you out.
I'm good at getting in trouble. I'm really good at it. Let me tell you. So, all right, guys. Hey, Max, thank you. Congrats, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Max, for being on.
We just got lucky.
It was a pleasure talking
Come on,
to
man.
you. I haven't seen you in like 6-8 months. When the last time I saw you was?
Well, the last time I saw you,
Berryessa in
fishing.
September.
You stopped fishing kayak tournaments, so of course I haven't seen you.
Man, I have not stopped. All right, I have not hung it up officially at all. Okay, I've got minimal time in my work schedule and family to go fish, so I've got to pick and choose.
Sure.
And I'm gonna hopefully make. You know what? Whatever, dude. I'm having fun on Clear Lake, man. That's all I know. I haven't been there in like a month, but still.
You know what it is. I can tell what it is. He's just too lazy to take his live scope off his boat and move it on to his kayak.
No, it's not.
That's the whole reason why he doesn't want to go kayak fishing.
No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with it. It's something about being able to drive to the lake within 5 minutes of my boat's in the water, and another 2 minutes I'm halfway across the lake and I'm fishing again. When I have short time windows after work on the weekends, it's great.
Yeah, I get that.
Couple hours out, you know.
The kayak community feels betrayed, James.
You know what? Y'all can feel betrayed. And I got 2 little kids, man. I can't do everything.
Yeah, I lost my best buddy, my best fishing bro.
Yeah, well, you haven't. I didn't go nowhere. I'm still here. Jesus. I would, dude. I promise you. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fish the Delta event end of the month. I think I'm going to go mark that on the calendar.
You should.
I should. I really
If
should.
not, I'm going to be calling you every day and just peer pressure, bud.
Yeah.
Pure pressure every day.
Everybody send James.
Hey, did you sign up yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I have a kayak by then, but yeah.
Go up my DMs. Did you sign up yet? Slide on into the DMs, fellas.
Be great.
Oh man, I'm the fish one before the end of the year. I promise. Don't know which one, but I will. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Get ready to go to bed because I'll be at work at 3:30 in the morning. So,
Yeah, you have fun with that.
yeah,
Thanks for
Max.
having me on, guys.
Max, good talking with you, bud. Congratulations again.
I'd say I'd stay in the house with you for the Delta event, but I only live like an hour from every ramp, so I'm staying at home.
Who said I was inviting you?
I'm just saying, it's been the last couple of years, man. We've been hanging out, you know.
He hasn't been fishing. He lost that status.
I know, right? I lost that privilege.
I'm just kidding, James.
Yeah. I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna hopefully have Max back on because he's gonna win the Delta and beat Pua. He's gonna beat Jim Clark, aka Pua, aka We Like Him Long, aka whatever the hell he's got next. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Next week we'll be back. Media boat during a tournament? No. So I'm taking my boat out. I'm fishing. I ain't putting the boat in the Delta until after July because that's when I'm done with Clear Lake. I'm going to be responsible and not spread the golden mussel. That's my plan. So, yeah, guys. Other than that, man, I ain't got nothing. Biono, 10, save 10%. The word 10, TEN. First Gen Fishing, Anglers RX 10, save 10% off some badass baits. And we will catch you next week. Congrats. Good luck. Everybody be safe on the Delta. There's a bunch of Yahoos out. I saw them at the boat ramp on Saturday afternoon.
Shit ton of Yahoos, man.
So be vigilant in those narrow channels. And good luck. And we'll catch you all in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.